In this lesson, guys, I will show you why this software is very powerful. So this is an example I created. Don't worry about that and how I created it, because I will show you how I created that step by step. So actually, guys, if I double click in the container, you will see here I have bunch of nodes. So say for example, after you created the cup and you typed coffee on it, so say you changed your mind and you want to type tea, for example. So you don't have to remodel the cup again and do the text again and do the boolean operation again to change the coffee. You simply go to the container and I will go to the font and I will type T. Okay, so after I typed T, all the nodes will be updated and change the T text. So that's why I love this software, guys. It's really very powerful, really very powerful. So as you see, I didn't do anything, just I changed the font and Houdini updated all the nodes, and that's why it called procedural software. Okay, so I will show you how I created the cup. So I will delete the object, and guys, if you hold space and hit H on the keyboard, space and H, you can frame the nodes. Okay, the same thing in the viewport. If you hold space and H, you can frame the scene, or space and G. If you select the spotlight, for example, and hit space and G, you can frame the object, and the grid, space and G, or space and H. Okay, so actually, guys, I will delete the grid and spotlight too. So let's create the cup. I will show you how I created that. So I will click on the curve you see here, and here, guys, you see I have some attributes. These attributes you see here, it's the same like this one. If I go inside and select the curve, you see here I have the same attributes or the same functions. So I will change the primitive type from polygon to NURBS, as you see here, change to. So I will go to front view by holding space and B on the keyboard, and then I will place the mouse in the front view and I will hit again space and B to dive inside the front view. So actually, guys, now I will create the curve. So I will click one here to create the first point and the second point, and this is the third point. And if I want to snap the last point to the center of the grid, I just can go to this icon and click it to enable the snapping on the grid. So now if I get closer to the grid, as you see, the point snaps to the center of the grid. So I will click the last point. After you finish, guys, you hit enter on the keyboard to confirm the curve. So now, guys, if you go to perspective view, I will hold space again and B, and I will go to perspective view. Okay, so now, guys, if you want to change the points, you can dive inside, and here make sure you click on this icon or right click and choose points. So now I will choose the move tool, and now I can select the points and adjust the curve. We forgot to disable the uncheck the snapping to the grid. Okay, so now I can change the curve. Okay, so after I changed the points, guys, you see here Houdini added another node, which is edit node. So say for example you adjusted the curve in any shape you want, and after that you decided to disable and see the previous curve shape. So just simply you can disable the edit node and you will see all your adjustments has gone. This is another very powerful way in Houdini. Okay guys, you can see I can disable what I did. Okay, so let's add a revolve node to create the cup. So I will hit tab here in the network editor and type revolve. This is the revolve node, and I will move the two circles, the render circle and the viewer circle, to the revolve node. As you see, now we have the cup. So now guys, I can go to edit. This is the edit guys. So in order to, if you want, for example, edit the curve and at the same time see the revolve node, so what you can do guys is click here. Let me zoom in. So you click here guys, it's a template. So if I clicked here, you see I am seeing the ghost of the revolve node. So now I can select the edit node and of course my move tool selected, and I can adjust the points and see at the same time the revolve node. So I will select this point and I will move it to the left a little bit and something like that. Okay, and I will select this point and move it up a little bit and to the inside, and this one again. Okay guys, okay, so now after you finished, you can click on the template to remove the template and then click here to show the revolve node. Okay, so let's add a thickness to the cup. So I hit tab on the keyboard and type extrude. As you see guys, here we have the extrude all, the extrude volume. You need to choose poly extrude. So I will choose poly extrude and move the circles here to show the result. And here you can set the distance. Of course guys, you see here, I will set it for example to 0.5, or let's set it to 6. Okay, as you see guys, if I go to wireframe mode, if I hold the mouse and click here, I will choose wireframe. As you see, we don't have thickness yet. We have just extruded the upper area of the cup. So in order to see the thickness guys, you need to select the poly extrude and scroll down. Here you see output back. So if I click that, so now I added thickness for the cup. So now again, I will hold the left mouse click and go to smooth shaded. And now guys, let's add the font or the text. So I will hit tab on the keyboard and type font. So now guys, here you see I will change it. I will change this one to coffee. Okay, so as you see guys, I don't see the font. You can click here. After you clicked here, now you don't see the cup, so you can template the cup by clicking here. So now I see the text and the cup at the same time. So now I need to change the scale of the font, so I will hit tab on the keyboard again and type transform. Guys, this is the transform, and then I will scale it and move it. As you see guys, this is the handle tool, and I will move it up a little bit and bring it to the front. I think I need to scale it a little bit more. Okay, so now guys, we want to project this text on the cup. So you can do that by hitting tab again here and type ray. So this node guys, you can project the text on the cup. So I will put the font in the first input and the poly extrude on the second input. So now I will move the circles here, and I will remove the template now for now. So another thing we need to do is in the method you change the type to minimum distance. So as you see guys, the font projected on the cup. After that guys, you come here and then hit tab again and type extrude again. So this is poly extrude, and then I will click on poly extrude again, as you see, and here I will set a distance. Okay, something like that. So now guys, if you want to see both again, I will click on the template. Now guys, we want to set a boolean node, but the problem is that the text is outside the cup. So we need to move the text to the inside a little bit in order we can make a boolean operation. We subtract the text from the cup. So I can do that by coming here and then hit tab on the keyboard and type again transform node. So I will set a transform and connect it here. So I will move the circles here. So as you see guys, the pivot is not at the center of the coffee. So you can hit insert on the keyboard. And then now you can move the pivot manually here. Okay, so I move it somewhere here. It's okay. After you finish, you can exit the pivot mode by hitting insert again on the keyboard. So now guys, my manipulator or my handle is selected, my handle tool, and I will move it a little bit to the inside. Okay. And another thing guys, as you see in the text, we didn't fill the cap behind it, so it's a hole. So I will select the poly extrude and scroll down and output the back. Okay, so now guys, there is one more step to do, is adding the boolean operation to subtract the coffee from the cup. So I will hit tab on the keyboard and type boolean, and this is the boolean, and I will connect the first node to the font to the first input and the second to the poly extrude. So now if I show the boolean, I will click here and then I will remove the template here. I will select the boolean, and then here guys, you change the operation to subtract and change the A from B to B from A. Okay, so now if I go to the object level guys, you see here we have the coffee on the cup. So now guys, if you want to change the text, you go simply to font and change the text. So this is very powerful way in Houdini. Even you can change the thickness of the cup, you can change the curve, you can still change the curve, and all your nodes will remain and nothing will be distracted. Okay, so this is very powerful way in Houdini guys. So that's why I love this software. It's really great software. See you in the next lesson.